August here. Check this out. I broke a cardinal rule today. Less than an hour ago, I responded to some comments made on one of the videos, and I did it from the spirit of trying to clarify, you know, but I don't know, didn't work out. At any rate, do I regret doing it? Nah. Will I do it again? Nah. But that's why I'm coming through with this video. Let me just say this, okay? Part of outfitting and preparing for the Appalachian Trail, for the thru hike, is knowing yourself. I said that before. It's like, what? Everybody's not gonna use a 0-degree sleeping bag, okay? But because I get cold, I'm gonna use a 0-degree sleeping bag. Now granted, it's obvious that what I'm saying is biased, but listen, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just showing you what I have, from what I have, what my perspective is, okay? So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Yeah, you know, but at the same time, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just trying to get you to see, and I'm trying to convey things just so that you can make an informed decision. All right? There really is no right or wrong. I'm just showing you what works for me. But keep in mind, okay, I'm 6'4". I'm 200 pounds. So when you talk about weight, of course you're not going to be able to. The average person is not going to carry what I carry. You know, everybody don't use now jeans. That's them. You know, I figure the first 6 weeks of your hike is going to be cold, you know, if you start in March. I carry now jeans because most of my drinks are hot drinks. Cocoa, soup, coffee, anything hot, okay? And like I said before, a Nalgene can hold boiling water. Now, can I pour boiling water into the average drinking receptacle, so to speak? No, because they're not designed for those things. So when you look at videos and you see the gear that I have, that may not be the gear that you'll carry, but that's the gear that I carry because, number one, I can carry the weight, and number two, it's catered to my desires and needs and so forth. So keep that in mind. You know, I'm not selling Nalgene. I'm not pushing anything, you know, but in the event when I'm showing you things, if you see what I have, just keep in mind, well, that's just his personal preference. That's the way he rides. That's the way I roll. That's all. Most people don't see the need in having all these rings and carabiners, as they're called, but I call them D-rings. That's fine and dandy, but it's like I said before, the learning curve when you get on the trail is like this. You know, it's like your pack will never be as heavy as it will be within the first week when you start to hike, because you're going to start to reevaluate most of the things you have in your pack. You know, you're going to be like, do I really need 2 change of clothes? Do I really need this? Do I really need that? And there's been times when I would hike the access trail coming up towards Springer Mountain, and I just see boots, shovels, just stuff dumped out of people's packs as they were making the hike, and just like, it's like, man, you know, this is too heavy. I need to drop weight. I need to drop weight. I need to drop weight. And that's just the way they do it. So understand. And through the series of videos, or if you look at what I'm packing, am I recommending it? Probably so, but you're seeing it because it's what I have, okay? But also keep in mind that this is what I'm carrying. This is what works for me, okay? May not work for the average person. What else? I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. And yeah, I don't need to like I said, I don't want to get out of mind and get out of spirit on what I'm trying to do by having a tit for tat commenting back and forth. So I'm really trying to stay out for that reason. I will say this though, granted, you don't have to agree with what I'm saying, you don't have to like the videos, but I will say this, you know, when you're making your video, or when you're making your comment, at least make a suggestion as to what you would do better. That way when people see it, they're just not seeing it in a negative light. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, because what's going to happen is you may end up undermining the whole message in the video because you disagree with one thing. So you take a person that doesn't have anything, you take a novice taking your comments and then looking into the context of the whole video. Now you're going to pretty much end up doing more harm than good. Okay? So you know, for those of you learned individuals, try to understand that most of these videos, they're not for you. Okay, they're for the people that are fresh. You know, those for they're for the people with this that are having cold feet and not really sure what they want to do. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to give them something. And if you feel, you know, that you can say it better, or if there's something more to be said, then say it. You know, but say it with a little finesse. You know, say it with enough eloquence such that you know you're not offending everybody. You know what I'm saying? So one more thing. As far as packing water on a trail, they have hydration packs, you know, water packs that I know it's like a bag, it's like a plastic bag, very, very durable plastic, and it you can fill it up with water, and you can you know put the top on it, and there's a straw that comes from the bag, and it hooks onto your pack, and you can drink while you're going down a trail. Okay, that's my primary source of intake of water when I'm hiking on the trail. Okay, that's the reason why when I have my Nalgene's, the Nalgene's are empty. The only thing I use those for is once I get to camp and then I start boiling things and making water and want to shake up and make some cooler or something like that. That's when I go to the Nalgene. Okay, and one more thing, I don't recommend putting anything like alcohol or tea or soda inside the water bag, because it's going to stain the bag, and the plastics is going to absorb the flavor of anything you put in there that's not water, and it's going to taint everything you have in there. One more thing, when you're using the water bags and stuff, after a while the natural algae that's found in the water is going to start to grow in your water tube and in your bag itself. What you want to do is when you get to town, okay, you want to make a solution. We'll say 3 parts water, 1 part bleach, all right, and then you want to pour it into the water bag. Once you pour it into the water bag, put the top on it, and then take the tube and squeeze it until the water solution goes all the way through the tube, and then hold. And then you just want that to sit inside the tube and let the bleach and everything clean it out, do its job, okay? The next morning, once that's done, dump it out, rinse it out a few times, and you should be good to go. It's not going to look as bad, and it's not going to taste as bad if you had something else in there that tainted the plastic. So that's just my recommendation. Go with the hydration bag because it's just a lot easier and really, really convenient. All right. Let me add one more thing. Okay. Weight is relative, okay, to the amount of value that you put on the thing you're carrying. I've seen people carry anything from a guitar to canned food, okay? And they're not doing it out of ignorance. They're doing it out of a personal choice. That's what they prefer to do. And in that case, at that time, you know, that's not a point open for discussion. That's not a point where you go in and you like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. I mean, they make a conscious choice to do what they want to do, and they're not doing it out of ignorance, and that falls under hike your own hike. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this guy may be, you know, 300 pounds, you know, and he can carry all that weight, and he prefers to have canned food for whatever reason, then it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But now, when these people finish their hike, and then people start asking them questions, and they start conveying their experiences, and the guy saying, oh yeah, well me, you know, I carried canned food, and so the guy saying, yeah, well me, well I carried my instrument. Okay, you know, it's not necessarily that they're recommending it, they're just simply saying the way they did it, you know. So granted, if you're carrying something that's not working out for you that could be better, okay, that's a point where somebody can actually offer advice, and you know, it may be good for you to take heed to that advice. However, if you're carrying family photos, or if you're carrying your instrument, or if you're carrying something that you know is going to be heavy but you just don't want to do without, then dude, carry it. You know what I'm saying? If you can carry that weight, then that's on you, because these are the things that you need to have as far as your comfort zone. You know, so really, I mean, if your back can handle it and you want to carry it, then carry it. And nobody can tell you wrong, because you're going to hike your own hike regardless. Okay? So keep that in mind as well, you know. And one more thing. At the end of the day, when you get to like your last, I don't know, month or something like that, nothing is going to matter as much as the calorie intake. By that time, I mean, you're going to have your trail legs. You're going to master the weight. You're going to know everything. I mean, you're just going to be firing on all cylinders. You're going to be in for it. You know, you're going to know exactly what you got to do, and it's just you and the finish line from that point. And when that happens, now, you know, it's all going to be about, wow, I'm losing a whole lot of weight here. What do I need to do for calories? Okay, so when I talk about mixing stuff like cutting your oatmeal with this and this, that, and the other, I mean, if you want to buy the flavored packets of oatmeal, that's all fine and dandy. But at the same time, that's just sugar. That's just sweeteners. There's no oomph in there. There's no calories in there. That's why I'm saying generally get cake mix and get pudding and get all these other things and add it to it, because what you're trying to do is increase calorie intake, because that's what's going to be important, getting that energy, because your body's going to be in starvation mode by the time you get that far, when you're in your last 2 states. And I don't care what anybody tell you, Maine and New Hampshire are the hardest. And if I had to say which is the hardest between Maine and New Hampshire, Maine by far will break you off. I'm talking 4,000 up, 5,000 down, 4,000 up. I mean, it's amazing. So think about it. If you're going south to north, your greatest challenge is going to lie ahead of you towards the end of the hike. And that's when you really need calories. I mean, my partner and I tell you what, man, we're going through a pack of Oreos. I mean, a day. We'd go into town just to get calories, just to get more calories. And at the end of the trail, she finished so emaciated. I mean, she was wearing her daughter's clothes. She was wearing her daughter's clothes. And I think I lost a good 20 pounds. I probably started at 200 and left at like 180 or 177, and it actually showed. It's like, you know, so you realize at the end of the day, towards the end of the day, how important your calorie intake is. You know, I mean, you eat butter like it's nothing, because you know I need to put some weight on. But listen, you gotta well, I'll just put it to you like this. You're gonna get very creative towards the end when it comes to putting on weight. Now, granted, I could have told you at the beginning, don't drink Kool-Aid. Instead, get packs of Jell-O. Okay, and while they're in their liquid form, drink it like Kool-Aid. The calories between that Jell-O and the Kool-Aid itself, I mean, it's through the charts. I could say the same thing about pudding. Instead of drinking Gatorade, get a pack of pudding, cut it with some water, shake it up, and drink it. There again, you got calories. But here's the deal: if you start doing that stuff early on in a hike, you're only going to hurt yourself, because I mean, that's a whole lot of sugar. That's a whole lot of calories, and your body's really not ready to like use it like that. So these are the things, tricks like that, you're gonna learn as you go down the trail. You know, you may have an aversion of butter, you may have an aversion of all these things, but I'm gonna tell you what, towards the end, these are the things that your body's gonna crave the most. All right, and all these foods are bad for you. They're fattening, they're this, that, and the other, but that's what's gonna get you through it at the end of the day. You know, and if you don't take it, because for whatever reason, I mean, your body's going to be so worn out, you know, you may not even finish the trail. You know, it's just my 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? So, granted, yeah, take what I'm telling you with a grain of salt, but understand your diets are going to change, your cravings are going to change, everything is going to change the longer you stay in it for the long haul. But to prepare for something that's going to happen down the road from where you are now, you know, I'd be doing more harm than good trying to tell you that right now. You know, you learn as you go. And there's going to be people on the trail that's been there, and at the time you start to do things like that, blossom and come into something, they'll be there to tell you what you need to know. Okay? Out here.